Welcome to the NCAA Women's College World Series, presented by Capital One. Down on the deck, our Hall of Fame reporter, Holly Rowe.
Well, we have heard so much about Nigeri Kennedy for Texas Tech softball, and rightfully so, but I want you to know this team is much more than just in the circle. They have had a team effort here at the World Series. 7 of their runs have come from 6 different players, but the most important thing is how they've made it happen. Look at this improbable steal home from a pinch runner, Michaela Garcia. And then Lauren Allred at first base, anything to get the out, even if they crawl to first base. Maya Davis putting on the Jets to get that game-winning run. And this team has found a way to make it happen. And Beth, you said it best. The team told us yesterday, we got Nigeri Kennedy where she wanted to go, and that is here competing for a national championship. This team is deep and connected.
Yeah, they have gotten the right chemistry right from the start under first-year head coach Jerry Glasgow, and they are trying to do what hasn't been done in a quarter century. Win it all their first time here. The Capital One starting lineups. And for the Red Raiders, how about a little bit of the new Haley Toney, the freshman shortstop, has been their best hitter in the tournament, and their leader. The only player that's been in the starting lineup more than 2 years, Demi Elder, gets the job done vocally and with her bat and gloves. 72 degrees and overcast, high humidity, which may help the pitchers keep the ball in the yard. Tegan Cavan, the All-American sophomore out of West Des Moines, Iowa, gets the call. 26-5, 3-0 lifetime in games head-to-head with Nigeri Kennedy, including twice at the World Series last year.
Tegan Cavan has been really good in this environment. See if that continues into this Champ Series.
Texas has the experience for their upperclassmen, second, third time here in the finals. They have 6 starters returning from a year ago, led by their third baseman, Mia Scott. Preseason number 1, can they finish it off with a title? And first pitch swinging for Maya Davis is a base hit down the third baseline.
I mean, this first pitch, this is so Texas Tech. Put them on their toes right from the very beginning. Inside out swing, rise ball inside, found the inside part of the line to get the first single.
We're going to be talking a lot today with both these pitchers about rise balls and change-ups and changing speeds and changing planes against these hitters. Here's Haley Toney. 11 hits in the NCAA tournament. That includes a home run here at the World Series against UCLA. As Holly referenced at the start of the program, a lot of different folks have had a hand in scoring, but they haven't come in big numbers. 7 total runs so far through their first 3 games. Can they get more against Texas tonight?
They got 26 stolen bases over at first base, and Maya Davis, a ton of speed. So you know, part of the plan is to be able to move her over. Of course, Haley Toney, and you talked about this off the top, big hitter, opposite field, a lot of power.
And both of these catchers outstanding. Gonna be tough to run. We'll see how much they're tested. For Reese Atwood of Texas, Victoria Valdez of Texas Tech.
And immediately, Tegan Cavan using that changeup, couple already to Toney, who has some power.
One-two to Toney. And that'll get through the right side. Davis diving in safely at third, and it's runners on the corners with nobody out.
Get on top of the rise ball. Haley Toney, look where this pitch is located. And you've got Maya Davis going all the way first to third, using that speed we just talked about. Not even a chance, sliding in easily into third base. Get on top of the rise ball. It's going to be a huge, huge key for these Tech hitters.
How about a scouting report on the starter tonight, Tegan Cavan?
Well, Tegan Cavan has a lot of different tools that she can use. She's got a good drop ball that she can use down in the zone. That'll be about 70 miles an hour. The rise ball up as well, 70 miles an hour. She'll throw that at the low 70s, and it's the changeup, though, ladies, at 58 to 60 miles an hour. It's an over-the-top rotation that really can get hitters off balance. But Texas Tech already very aggressive on the hard stuff. And the way defensively Texas is playing has allowed Texas Tech to shoot a ball down the line and get it through the 3-4 hole.
17 innings of work at the World Series for Cavan without allowing an earned run. And the Red Raiders are threatening. 3 of 14 this series with a runner in scoring position. And here is their number 3 hitter, Lauren Allred. She had the sacrifice fly to drive in the game-winning run in their semifinal upset of Oklahoma. They have beaten 3 higher seeds already in this tournament to get to the finals: Florida State, UCLA, and Oklahoma. And as a 12 seed, they are trying to be the lowest to ever win it. Two-0 to Allred. And a catcher interference, I believe. That Atwood's glove get in the way of the bat, and that'll load him up.
Look how late, though, the swing is from Lauren Allred. No doubt knocks the glove right off her hand.
Well, and Reese has a tendency to go get that ball, and you can see her arm reach out to make that catch. The barrel come down.
And how about this moment? Nigeri Kennedy, who one of the reasons that she chose Texas Tech because she wanted to hit more. She's got 3 home runs in the NCAA tournament, and she steps up here with the bases loaded. The last 2 years, Kennedy has come here with Stanford, made it to the semis and got knocked out. Last year, it was by Texas.
Well, Texas playing double ball depth, so they've got their middles back. A lot of times in this situation, you would see the middles come in, but Good and Bennett are playing deeper, especially with Kennedy being right-handed, looking for something potentially to turn, going back up the middle. That would be sacrificing a run, however.
Transferred from Stanford to Texas Tech, buoyed by a $1 million NIL deal, and one of the biggest moves in women's college sports, and certainly the most significant in the sport of softball. And her first at-bat in the World Series could be a double play, and they got her. Mia Scott continues to be a brick wall at third.
Well, this is just great defense. They were set up for this, looking for that double play. They had the opportunity with this ball hit right at Mia Scott. Mia Scott's going to go get this immediately to Reese Atwood, over to Jolie Mitchell at first. So this is a huge double play for Texas. In fact, it's the 27th double play of the year that Texas has turned. None bigger than that one so far.
Runners, 2 of them still in scoring position. And back to regular depth for the infield for Texas, and it's fouled off by Alexa Langoliers. One of 7 transfers, 6 of them that came with Jerry Glasgow from Louisiana. Alexa has been with Coach the longest, 4 years together. Looking for her first hit of the World Series. Check swing right back to Cavan, and the Longhorns get out of it. Texas picking up the bats when we come back. Let's check out our starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One for the 6th seed Texas Longhorns. How about the work of Jolie Mitchell? 3 hits here in Oklahoma City, and she's made them all count. She's touched them all each time. tied for the Texas career World Series home run mark. A single series record would be 5. Jocelyn Allo and Tiare Jennings hold that, and they will face Nigeri Kennedy in the circle.
Kennedy has just been so strong this year, that sub-1 ERA. You don't see that very much anymore here in D1 softball, and part of the reason she's able to have that is a screwball that she's been using as of late to lefties. Rise ball, she'll go upstairs. Changeup will be in the low 50s. Look at the velocity differential, about 20 miles an hour. It's outstanding. Her 25 strikeouts in the World Series primarily are going to be that rise ball changeup, but the screwball as of late, Jess, has really been a game changer against lefties.
Watch them against these lefties. You got 3 in a row at the top of the order for Texas.
Ashton Maloney to short, and the Rook with her first touch defensively. Tony makes the play, 1 down.
Tech first pitch swinging. Now Texas first pitch swinging. Aggressive offenses, both of them.
This
with these pitchers.
This Texas lineup has the 4 lefties in a row and the 5 righties in a row. Here's Caden Henry. First 3 in the order, all hitting 400 on the season. And then Reese Atwood just a shade under that. One of the most daunting tasks for a pitcher you'll find. Here's Caden Henry. Sends out one oppo down the line. Sophomore from Dickinson, Texas. Speaks to her versatility that here at the World Series, she has a steal of home and a home run. Last year in the Champ Series loss to Oklahoma, she hit 500. One and 2 from Kennedy. That one fouled away. For Nigeri, she has won 16 consecutive decisions, has not lost since April 17th. And during Tech's 12-game win streak that they are still riding, averaging over a strikeout per inning.
Well, she just has great velocity, but it's her movement. She's really worked on making sure that rise ball is climbing. Changeup is diving down. It's not just a change in velocity. And that new screwball a little bit more just running away.
Change is in for a called strike 3, 2 down.
A little shake of the head. Henry thinks that pitch is a little bit high, but this is how devastating this pitch can be. It's got tight rotation, and when that rotation shows up in your eye, it looks and it deceives you because you feel like it's coming at 71, 72, and it's floating in at 53 miles an hour.
Oh, strikeout with the change, and here is Mia Scott.
Mia had 2 hits against Nyjah earlier this year, both of them to left field on pitches inside. So she went inside out, which is why they're staying away both pitches. Smitty talked about that screwball. That screwball is a pitch that's actually going to go up and away to lefties. That's the movement of that pitch. You don't see it a lot anymore. And Nyjah's added it to her repertoire, especially as of late.
Mia way back in that box trying to buy as much time as she can in her 16th World Series game. Now, there are her numbers in her career against Kennedy. Remember, Texas saw her and Stanford twice last year here.
There's no one else in the country that's 5 for 11 off Nyjah Kennedy. I mean, you're lucky to have 1 for anything. She's got 5 hits, including an extra base hit.
She has been money in the postseason throughout her career, and Kennedy blows one by. Back-to-back strikeouts for the $1 million arm.
Well, Nyjah Kennedy just showing her domination in the circle, the ability to throw the changeup and use it as the set. And then how about the rise ball on the outer half? That's where she gets that swing and miss. Nyjah Kennedy smoking.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series. There's a look at the Texas Tech dugout, and there is a sweet surprise waiting for the team there tonight. Earlier pregame, you saw them come into the dugout and take a look at these pictures that are taped up on the wall. This is a surprise. They had not seen them before, and it is them as little girls with the words "play for her," trying to remind them tonight to play for that little girl who's been working at this sport her whole life, but play free, have fun. I can tell you the players absolutely love these, not only seeing theirs, but seeing each other's and realizing what a journey it has taken to get to this point. Play for her.
Yeah, they've talked about, Holly, their shot at forever when they put this group together at the beginning of the season with so many new players. Demi Elder was the only returning starter, 7 transfers, 7 freshmen, and they have formed family bonds throughout their journey. And here they are on the brink. Playing for those young girls and rewriting pretty much every record at Texas Tech. They've set over 20 school records. Their first 50-win season and champions of the Big 12, now trying to be national champions. Here's Alana Johnson, 6, 7, and 8, coming up for Texas Tech.
Now they've just actually mid-pitch, the last pitch, the entire infield came over to the left side. There is no one at second base. It's completely wide open. You see this for lefties, right, you guys? You don't see it for righties. So clearly with Alana Johnson now, she likes to push the ball the other way. So this is interesting to me. It tells me that they're going to be coming after inside, which is exactly what Jerry Glasgow is telling her right now. They're coming in. That's what this says. Because she's a hitter that likes to go oppo. Does a great job with the outside pitch. But rarely do you see this shift where no one's at second base. They can't vacate an outfield position. Watch, while she's in the box, see run over right before Tegan Cavan pitches the ball.
Tegan Cavan very good at hitting her spots, not crossing up her catcher or her infielders in this case.
Now she's off the plate. I mean, that to me is just a huge tell. It's a gift for the hitter saying, this is where we're going to throw you. Now you still got to hit Tegan Cavan, but now Alana Johnson
right,
backing off the plate.
That's the shortstop in the 5-6 hole and the second baseman playing short. Johnson, a junior transfer from Washington. She's been hot in the postseason, 400 hitter in the NCAA tournament.
Like I said, she does a really good job going middle away. That's why the scout is to get her inside.
Try to jam her again.
Both these pitchers so far have just been arm side, really hammering the righties inside, lefties outside. This is going to be a game of adjustments.
Cavan, last year's Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Of course, the Horns moving into the SEC this season. She was on the All-World Series team here in their run to the finals. And it's Scott. She won't even let that one get to the 5-6 hole. One down. Well, Holly Rowe, Mia Scott, sensational at third.
Well, the thing that's so impressive about Mia Scott right now, Beth Mons, she has been an absolute star, probably the MVP defensively here at the World Series, and she is doing all of this with a torn ACL. She has disclosed that it is torn. I can see that she's wearing a brace under her right knee, and she didn't care that we told the world because she's moving so well, it does not matter.
Incredible. And even on that last play, you guys, she takes away the 5-6 hole. It does not exist when Mia Scott is at third base. You saw the drop step going back for pop flies. And the fact that she's torn her ACL and been able to do it, didn't want to tell anyone, but it doesn't matter because she's playing solid defense.
Demi Elder lifts that one down the line, and Katie Stewart is there on the dirt. 2 down. Don't forget, we have your regular broadcast of the Champ Series here on ESPN. And there is a look at the MegaCast going on. Hello, ladies. How we doing? Very sparkly. I like it. Little nod to Dolly Parton. Always a good thing. We're in the top of the second. Game 1, best of 3 for the national championship. And here is Victoria Valdez out of Alvin, Texas. What they get from her bat is gravy, because she is on that all-defensive team behind the plate in the Big 12. Tough to run on her. And it's right to Scott. And Tegan Kavan, a 1-2-3 inning. And to the bottom of the second we go, scoreless in OKC.
There's no better primetime show than Nyjah at night.
Boy, can she pitch on this stage.
It's a 3-2 count. This girl's the best hitter on their team.
You could build a $40 million stadium and not have more impact than what Nyjah Kennedy made on our program.
It's been amazing, just being able to inspire the next generation of athletes.
Well, the Nyjah stomp is a viral sensation. First player to throw every pitch here entering the finals since Rachel Garcia in 2019. We were in Lubbock for the regionals this year. Place was electric. I think half the town has showed up here at Devon Park.
5-hour drive away.
And how about an All-American showdown to open up this half of the inning? Here's Reese Atwood to face Kennedy.
This is what you circle, power on power. Nyjah Kennedy, Reese Atwood. He's talked about kind of getting a little wider in her legs, trying to stay on top of that rise ball.
Says she's been confident in her swings here at the World Series, even though she is hitless thus far. But you know, all the great ones, they're going to tell themselves, as she told us, hey, I'm one swing away.
That's right.
Gonna happen, she says.
And that's the second time we've seen a frustrating call. Caden Henry had a strikeout on a changeup that was up. And now Reese Atwood, this one at the knees, maybe a little below. And it's hard. You're facing Nyjah, and as a hitter, you're saying you can't give her anything.
Change up in for a strike, 2-2.
And that's the pitch that Nyjah continues to throw so well and often.
Took Atwood just 3 years to become their all-time RBI leader. She's threatening their home run career number. And a fly out there to straightaway center Maya Davis, one down.
Nyjah going right at Atwood. She comes low and inside. It's going to be a ball. They're going to come back with the changeup, another ball. Then she gets a pitch low in the zone. Atwood thinks it's low and comes back with that changeup again. And then on the outer half, a laser, but right at Davis in center field, picking up that fly out.
One down for Jolie Mitchell. Popped up left side. Lindemuth is there, over the shoulder, 2 down. That'll bring up Katie Stewart. 2 home runs already here at the Women's College World Series on a beautiful night here in Oklahoma City. Softball tonight, tomorrow night, NBA Finals in town tomorrow night. Place is abuzz with activity.
Oklahoma City's popping.
Stewart trying to track that one down at 70 miles an hour. The sophomore out of Frankfort, Illinois. Talking to us this week about her ability to adjust within at-bats, and that's something that, you know, all the study, all the video work, your ability to read pitchers, any little thing that you can get an advantage in that batter's box.
Well, and especially in a game like this, where you have 2 dominating pitchers, you've got to be able to just pick up a nuance, something, a missed pitch, and then barrel it up. Not foul it off, but barrel it up.
That's a great hold. Talk about the spin. You see the pitch as a ball when it's caught, but I'm telling you, as a hitter, that looks like a pitch you want to hit. Very hard to hold out when she's throwing as hard as Nyjah does.
And that does hit Stewart, and it's the first base runner here for Texas with 2 outs.
Nyjah's got that late run. She's got a very live arm, good spin.
Got to bring up Leanne Good, junior out of San Antonio. Right back to Kennedy, who snags it. End of the inning, scoreless through 2 for Nyjah Kennedy. Playing just like she did in the backyard of her house on Burlingame Road back in Topeka with her brother BJ and her dad Bruce. And now on a much bigger stage where she always dreamed she would be. Heck, bring that extra TV into the living room and get ready to watch softball and basketball. Richard Jefferson in the house. All right, Richard's on the call with Doris Burke and Mike Breen and Lisa Salter. Game 1 tomorrow on ABC, Pacers and Thunder. 71% of NBA champions win Game 1 of the finals. Here in softball, 79%.
We win.
Of Game 1. Only 4 times in 19 years has a team lost Game 1 and come back to win the championship.
Richard Jefferson, a big softball fan. He was at Arizona playing when Jenny Finch was there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that introduced him to some of the best right off the bat.
He used to come watch you guys at the Olympics, right?
Yep. 04, came to a bunch of our games.
Ground ball to short, and there is Leanne Good, scooped out of the dirt by Mitchell. 1 down, and second time around for the top of the order now for the Red Raiders. Maya Davis singled in the first when Texas Tech had the bases loaded with nobody out. And the Longhorns got a huge double play and then a ground out to end the threat. Also noteworthy, Texas Tech, 23 games in a row where they have scored first. And they have never trailed, obviously, here in the postseason.
Which is amazing, because you know the further you go, the better the pitching is.
The better she gets.
Yeah.
And she's got a lead. Just kind of kicks it up a notch.
Well, and part of the advantage, too, is that even though their offense of all the teams here has maybe not put up the most amount of runs, they're used to playing in very tight games. So that bodes well for a championship series like this.
Well, and they're doing it for their first-year head coach, who does have experience here. He was a head coach at Louisiana, but has come here as an assistant at Georgia and at Auburn. Self-proclaimed, I'm here for all those travel ball dads, because that's what he used to do with his daughters back in the day. And then worked his way through the ranks, and now this big opportunity to do what's never been done at Texas Tech.
Yeah, I bet he was behind the idea to put these young girls' travel ball pictures when they were 8, 9 years old up in the dugout. He remembers coaching his daughters.
Got a daughter on the staff with him, Tara Archibald. Works with Kennedy and their pitchers. Here's the 1-2 to Davis. He was telling us yesterday, it all started, there he is back left, all started out with a fax. Google that, youngsters. A fax to a college coach at Georgia, Lou Harris-Champer, said, hey, I need you to check out my player. And Lou got back to him, and they developed a friendship, and that's where he really took off with the Bulldogs.
How about that? Promoting his players, trying to get them scholarships. He's just done so much for women's sports.
How much his team plays for him, has transferred for him. 5 transfers coming over from Louisiana.
Including Davis, who he says is the best center fielder in America. Pulls that one down the line and foul.
Heck of an at bat. Remember, she swung first pitch of the game down the line. Just very aggressive mentality.
Well, and how tough is it to be a slapper? What, for the last 3 years, and then just started hitting? Yeah, last season.
It's her first time hitting away, and kind of messed with it a little bit at the end of last year. And then Jerry's like, "We're gonna work on this. We're gonna make you a hitter."
Because she wanted to hit for more power, and she has.
Full circle and cycle, if you will. She hit for the cycle in a UT Arlington game in April. Holly Rowe reminding us of that feat from Maya. Not something you see every day in softball. That triple's so hard to come by with the smaller dimensions.
Well, and even just the extra at-bats.
Yeah.
Exactly where you're going.
You don't get 4 at-bats.
No.
And she paid it off with a home run. That was the last one she needed. Ninth pitch of this AB.
She just does such a good job as a leadoff hitter, aggressive.
And draws the walk. Those are the kind of at-bats, right? Even if you don't win that battle, it helps with the rest of the war, because if this goes to 3 games, you want to get these aces pitch counts as high as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. See as many pitches as you can and roll over those ABs, right? The more people that come up, the more you keep pushing toward the end of the game.
Davis steals a lot. Davis gets thrown out a lot, but Davis likes to run, and she's over at first base.
You're kind of always waiting for Jerry. Like, there's going to be something within this finals series that he will pull out of his back pocket that you've never seen. The steal of home. Seen hit and runs and 2-strike counts.
There's Haley Toney.
Yeah, if he doesn't have to give away an out to get a base, trust me, he'll figure out any way he can to grab it. A lot of it'll be count-based. So if his hitter's down, he'll just run them. It'll be end runs.
Amongst the many records, stolen bases this year. A new mark.
About 108 stolen bases. But even more impressive is the 144 attempts. Yeah. I mean, not afraid to run.
Kavan back ahead in the count now, 1-2. Toney fights one off.
Kavan threw a lot of rise balls earlier in this tournament and has been relying on the drop ball here a little bit to Texas Tech.
Got her. And that's the first strikeout for Teagan. 2 down. Well, we've talked about sort of the swashbuckling way that Texas Tech gets runs on the board. Not like a swing like that, but...
Well, it's a changeup, and it's got that lower velocity, but also has a lot of downward movement. 5 inches of vertical break down.
Ball.
Here's Lauren Allred. Here's what we were talking about. Everybody getting involved and just some clutch stuff. Singles, doubles, triples, home run, a walk-off sac fly. We've talked about the steal of home. They haven't scored many, but they've scored enough. And even putting a hit and run on there. The 7 runs scored to reach the finals, the fewest since Amanda Scarborough's Texas A&M team in 2008.
When you have a pitcher like Nyjah in the circle, as long as you have one more than them, you're golden. And that's kind of the philosophy they've used. But it is the aggressiveness, and I figured, yeah, with 2 outs here, they are going to put Davis in motion. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes again.
Right back to Kavan and over to first. No damage done by the free pass. Still scoreless in game 1 of the finals.
It's just a game. Gathered in the outfield tonight are just a few of the many who have faced and beaten cancer. They stand again.
Game one of the championship series here in Oklahoma City to decide the national championship. And let's go down to Holly Rowe.
Well, all throughout this tournament run, Jerry Glasgow said that he has felt the presence of his daughter, Jerry Ann Glasgow. She was a wonderful softball player that we got to cover when she was playing at Georgia. And then she transferred to Oregon, but she was tragically lost in a car accident in 2019. But he has felt her this entire time. He said, you know, all along the way, there's been reminders. Here she is with her family out at Oregon, dad and his sister and mom and nieces and nephews. And then Mike White was the coach of that team. And here they are playing against Texas tonight. And we did ask Mike White about it. He said she was such a joy. We had so much fun in the bullpen, so many special moments. But there's just all kinds of reminders. They said when the softball selection show was on, Tara Archibald, the pitching coach that is also Jerry Ann's sister, turned to her dad and said, if we're number 12 seed, I know we're going to get to the World Series because Jerry Ann wore number 12. And he said, no matter what, all throughout this season, I walked to my hotel room. Of course, I'm in room 112. The feeling that she is everywhere when they look out on this field. And she did play here on this field for Mike White at Oregon in the World Series. Lots of presence of this beautiful young lady that we lost, Jerry Ann Glasgow.
Yeah, she was such an amazing athlete, affected so many people positively. Was a great pitcher, defender, hitter.
Oh, and when we asked him about it, I mean, immediate tears came to his eyes. We saw it, you know, Sam Landry, who he had coached, the pitcher for Oklahoma, had Jerry Ann stitched into her glove this year. She wears the number 21 because 12 was taken. I mean, not just the Glasgow family, but so many within the softball family have felt for the Glasgow family, but Jerry talking about her presence here with him at all times, including his other daughter, Tara.
Well, and that's one of the cool things about both these coaches. You know, Mike White also coached his daughter, who was a softball player and a part of the whole Glasgow story. And nobody has come closer to the mountaintop without quite getting there than Mike has. And we talked to him about that, and he says it's so much about the players and the experiences that these young women have, the confidence that this game gives them to use for the rest of their lives. 5 times he was here with Oregon, and now his 3rd time with Texas. So 8 for him. It's also 8 for the Longhorns. Connie Clark brought them here 5 times prior. You know, you think of the greats they've had, from Krista Williams and Kat Osterman and Blair Luna in the circle, and now Tegan Cavan getting them one step away here in the finals. Victoria Hunter, the DP, 8-9, and then the top for Texas. Scoreless here in game 1. Beth Mowens, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, Holly Rowe, our cast of hundreds. Bringing you all the sights and sounds. Hunter pops it up. Alexa Langoliers. 1 down.
The biggest thing I've noticed with Texas is contact early in the count. I know we're just in the 3rd inning, but only 2 strikeouts against Nyjah Kennedy is already a win. The more that they can put the ball in play and early not get to 2 strikes.
Katie Bennett, so here is 1 trip through the lineup. They are hitless thus far, just 1 base runner, a hit batter. This is another story that has become commonplace in college athletics. Started out playing at Texas A&M Commerce for a year, then transferred to Abilene Christian for a year. She came to Texas because the Longhorns needed some depth. They didn't think she would be a starter. An injury in the offseason to Vivi Martinez opened up some opportunities to get on the field, and they haven't been able to keep KD off of it. And there's strikeout number 3 for Nyjah. And now the top will come back around to see her for a second time.
Well, she continues to hammer that arm side of the plate, so that's outside to lefties, inside to righties. And this ball is more screwball than rise ball. It's got a little bit of lift to it, a little bit of upspin, but it's really just running away from those left-handed hitters. And this is the part of the lineup for Texas. There's 4 lefties in a row.
Ashton Maloney is the second. She grounded to short her first time up. Just 1 ball so far has left the infield for Texas. And that'll scoot through, and the first base hit of the night for the Longhorns. And Maloney will try and start a 2-out rally.
This is perfect placement. This is what Ashton Maloney does. A great idea of where the defense is. 5-6 hole is where she lives, and that's exactly. You see Haley Toney pulled all the way into that hole, still hits it hard enough. Look at it barely squeak by. That is money for a slapper.
Caden Henry struck out looking at a change her first time up. Texas was adamant in their discussions with us yesterday. We have to set a line at the top of the zone and cannot chase a rise ball out of it. That one was under the line.
On Texas Tech, take a look at where Langoliers is here, the second baseman, and then also Toney up the middle. So you've got a massive gap up the middle if you can shoot it past Kennedy, and then the 5-6 hole open. We'll see if they also run Maloney, who has great speed. At some point, these offenses are going to try to force the hand, right? Create a little chaos on that infield.
Pressure. Put the pressure on the defense.
And Maloney will be able to take second on the pass ball, squirted out of the glove of Valdez. And the first time tonight they have a runner in scoring position. Actually going to score that a wild pitch from Kennedy. Chance for Texas to grab the lead.
So 3 spots Caden Henry has got to protect: away, up, and down. It's been rare that Kennedy will come into these lefties. Really has been riding with the screwball, the rise up, and the changeup down.
And that one will not get through. The backhand from Nigeri Kennedy ends the threat. Runner stranded at second. Scoreless through 3. Jerry Glasgow on the mic with Holly Rowe when we come back.
Welcome back to the NCAA Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. Here with Texas Tech head coach Jerry Glasgow. And coach, this is going fast. It's already the 4th inning. What stands out about your group's presentation so far?
I think so far it's been a really good game. It's a pitcher's duel like we thought, and I think it's going to be, I said before, we need a 1-0, 2-1 type game. That gives us the best shot to win. So I think we're happy where we're at. We just need to score, and I'm sure they want to score too.
You've had 4 left on base. You're getting some production. How do you bring that around?
Yeah, we missed a huge opportunity in the first inning by not hitting the ball at the middle of the field. We work on that all the time. We just didn't get it done. But again, a great pitcher and a great defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Holly. And Kennedy will put the glove down and pick up the bat. Nyjah set to lead things off 4, 5, and 6 to face Tegan Cavan.
Big reason why she's at Texas Tech. She wanted to swing the bat, and you look at the difference. Her 2 seasons at Stanford, just the 35 at-bats, 2 home runs, and how about leading the team now with 11, 101 at-bats, a 34 RBI. You guys, she is a huge part of this offense. She's hitting cleanup, but a lot of that's to Jerry Glasgow. I mean, he changed her stance, he changed her approach. They got to work the day she showed up in Lubbock.
Jess, she is so far off the plate, hunting something on the inner half.
Yeah.
And, she's done a great job of hitting for power. 57% of her hits are for extra bases.
including 4 of the last 5. She's hit 3 homers in the postseason, almost out of that batter's box.
Back corner. But she'll also step. If you watch when she steps, she'll come almost all the way to the line that's on the side of the home plate. She'll come all the way across the batter's box. She wants something middle away. That's why she's so far off the plate.
Two and one.
She has that inside out swing. If you look at her home runs and her power numbers, it's all to right field, center field. A lot of oppo power.
Good changeup from Teagan, 2-2.
And she needs to keep that changeup on the outer half with the way that Kennedy is set up.
Just the demeanor, too, for both these pitchers. Nyjah with the stomp and the stoic facade of Teagan Cavan. Every once in a while, you'll get the fist pump, but steps into that circle, all business. The 2 All-Americans face off, and Teagan gets her. Second strikeout, 1 down.
Teagan not afraid to challenge Nyjah on the inner half, but it's really the 2 changeups that she threw throughout this at-bat on the outer half that were just so important. And Reese Atwood behind the dish. We don't talk enough about her, the way she steals strikes for her pitcher and the energy that she gives Teagan Cavan. Just one of the best behind the plate.
Good little side story, of course, is that Cavan is from West Des Moines, Iowa, and women's basketball fans may recognize that hometown. She's from the same neighborhood as Caitlin Clark. Went to Dowling Catholic High School.
Ball.
A couple of athletes at the top of their games.
Well, Caitlin coached her. One of the teams she played on, she was playing basketball.
Yeah, she was a baller. Here's Alexa Langoliers. In for a strike, 1-2. Langoliers pops it up. Scott is there. 2 down. Holly?
Well, Cavan, as you mentioned, grew up just a couple of doors down. In fact, Caitlin Clark's dad, Brent, was asking me, like, how's Teagan Cavan doing? We're like, well, she's doing very well. Here they are pitching in the World Series, and it's such an odd story. She actually played basketball at that school, but she didn't play softball because their season is in the summer. She ended up just playing travel ball. But I want to send a shout out to the school secretary who helped me find those very rare pictures.
Ground ball right into the shift for Johnson, and that was the second baseman, Katie Bennett, playing short. Good move for Coach Mike White, and we'll hear from him on the other side.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series, here with Texas coach Mike White. And Coach, starting the game right off the bat, Texas Tech loads the bases. What were you impressed with how your team handled that pressure in that situation?
Well, obviously Teagan Cavan enticing that ground ball, and enough keeping our minds about us, our wits about us, and be able to get that double play. It was huge for us to get out of that inning.
It's hard to hit Nyjah Kennedy, I know that, but what can you do? You've left 2 on base, but what has to happen there?
We got to continue to kind of look for opportunities. I mean, she's very, very good for a reason, and we just got to continue to fight and get pitches we can handle.
All right, they've got your face on a towel back here. Do we approve of this?
I'm stuck with it, so what am I going to do?
Get him an NIL deal.
Coach talking about how do you hit Nyjah Kennedy. Well, it's tough because she's got 3 strikeouts on 3 different pitches. The changeup, which just gets you off balance. And then how about the rise ball? She can throw it and thread it through a needle on the upper half. And she's now using this screwball on the outer half to lefties. Just so much movement, late sharp break, spin rate above 2,100. And that's why she gets that late sharp break. So difficult to barrel up.
Heart of the order here for Texas. Scott, Atwood, and Mitchell due up. Just a hit batter, Katie Stewart, and an Ashton Maloney single. Those are the only two that have gotten aboard through the first 3 innings.
Well, this is a hitter that doesn't strike out. She's only had 8 on the season, had her 9th back in the first inning against Nyjah. Hardly ever swings and misses.
Ball.
She's had a hit in 13 of her previous 15 World Series games. Sends that one out to left, and turning around to make the play is Demi Elder, one down.
Demi Elder got lucky on that. She ran 2 steps in, then reacted and went back. Hard hit from Mia Scott.
Here comes Reese Atwood, lined one straight away to center field, her first time up. Maya Davis was there. Jess, she talked to us yesterday about hitting through the ball, not at the ball.
Yeah, she was just going straight to the ball and then ending her swing. So kind of coming out of it, you almost have to think 3 balls through the ball. So not just getting to contact, but almost imagine there's 3 more balls past it. And that's what you got to do against Nyjah Kennedy. And you guys, she smoked it her last at bat, 75 miles an hour to center field with 2 strikes.
Yeah, if that had any lift on it, it could have left the yard.
Yeah.
Back-to-back 20 home run seasons. Twice a first-team All-American.
Oh, she's mad. She's mad. Yeah. That was a changeup. I think she was ready for it. Reese Atwood does a good job a lot of times of recognizing. It's little things with Nyjah you have to pick up, and with the off speed, there is little nuances with her windup that you can tell when she's throwing that changeup. Grip out of the hand, arm speed. Reese picked it right there, but missed it.
Kennedy with a couple of shakes. And now we'll bring it in a little knuckleball, and charging is Linda Muth, and makes the play. 2 down. That freshman left side, solid so far for Texas Tech.
These plays are difficult. This is a changeup off the end of the bat. Linda Muth is coming a long way. She was back behind the bag, has to throw off the run. Look at the way she's going to get this. Nice throw over to Allred at first.
Let's check out the positioning of Jolie Mitchell. We've talked about most of these hitters against high heat or way back in the box. Jolie prefers to be way up.
You're crazy, girl. 3 feet closer. And I love it. This is Jolie Mitchell, though. This is what she does. She's done it this entire World Series. She's had 3 home runs. And the point of it for her is she's got great hands, and she wants to get to the ball before it breaks. That rise ball is lethal, and that extra couple feet, she's hoping to get to it before it does its thing. But rare do you see against velocity anyone move up in the box.
Did it against Carlin Pickens, and she just felt like it was going to be easier for her to get to speed than to chase movement.
One-two pitch from Kennedy.
And
fouls off the chain.
Yeah, that's the vulnerability. When you're in the upper part of the box, is that you have less time to decipher between hard and soft, right? So you've got to be able to at least foul off those sorts of pitches.
Yeah, they just saw Carlin Pickens in the semifinals with Tennessee, who throws it regularly at 75 miles an hour. And there is the smoke from Nyjah Kennedy, strikeout number 4 in a 1-2-3 inning.
And what makes her so good is her ability to set you up. So the changeup is going to be at 55 miles an hour, and then she comes back. How about a rise ball at 73 miles an hour? The stomp, the emotion from Nyjah Kennedy.
Oh, we've got Olympians in the booth. Michelle Smith, the Lioness, 2-time gold medalist Jessica Mendoza. Look at her watching that home run ball leave the yard. Also a gold medalist for Team USA, and the Olympics are coming back to America. LA 28. The softball and the canoe slalom will be here in Oklahoma City. And of course, softball at Devon Park, the largest softball-specific facility in the United States. Patty Gasso, the head coach at Oklahoma, is the new head coach for the national team and will guide the U.S. into the LA 28 Olympics, hoping to bring the gold back to the United States from Japan.
There will be players that have played here on this stage that will be representing the USA. So exciting. We'll probably see them playing Athletes Unlimited Softball League professionally, because you need that between college and the Olympics, but so pumped. Softball and baseball back in the Olympics.
Oh, that's what we need. We need our most elite athletes at the prime of their game.
And certainly the possibility that one of these pitchers might be in the mix. Is that one just on top of the dugout?
Mia wants it.
Scott gets it. Give me that ball.
We are scoreless through 4. Good pitchers duel. Nigeri Kennedy, Tegan Cavan. Now for the Red Raiders, 7, 8, and 9 coming up. Tech had the bases loaded, nobody out in the first inning. Longhorns shut them down. That's been really the only serious threat for either side so far.
How about the adjustments for Tegan Cavan? A couple of leadoff hits, first and second batters of the game, and then settled in. And you know, those first couple hits were rise ball. They've been going back more drop ball and off speed.
Cool to see Tegan, who is the daughter of a pitcher. Her mom, Teresa, pitched in her younger days. And when Tegan was coming up, she gives a shout out to her brother Luke. He was the catcher for her before she started zinging it at 70 miles an hour. Little flare out towards Stewart on the run, and Katie gets there. One down. Hey, the Women's College World Series Championship Finals continues. Oh, come on. Are you going to go to the funnel cakes? Oh, yeah.
Don't throw that one out. You can send
that's still good. Hey, for more information on Game 2, it'll be tomorrow night. Go to NCAA.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Don't be skimpy with the powdered sugar.
Extra.
Never show us a funnel cake if you want her to read a promo.
Game 2 tomorrow night at 8 Eastern on ESPN. If we go to a Game 3 Friday night, that will be same bat time, same bat channel.
Yummy.
Double entendre. Here's Logan Holloman. We got our first pinch hitter of the day. Logan will hit for Valdez, and that will scoot away from Katie Bennett. And a one-out base runner.
Well, a lot of times in a pitcher's duel, it comes down to who makes the first mistake, and this is going to be an error off of the glove of Katie Bennett. Struck well, but right at her. Definitely playable. I think if she gets her whole body in front of this instead of going down to Anita, backhand it, better opportunity to make that play.
I think we got another pinch hitter here, Reagan Jennings. So Jerry Glasgow playing some hunches, maybe playing some percentages here. Of course, women's college softball, the re-entry rule, you can be lifted once and come back into the game. So it's Reagan Jennings. And can they put some more pressure on the Texas defense?
Pinch hitting for Texas Tech. Number 14, Reagan Jennings.
Just their second base runner since that first inning.
Jerry Glasgow not afraid to use his bench. In fact, he's used this entire team throughout the postseason. If you're a bench player, you're going to see game time.
Yeah.
You're going to come in. Just throughout the course of the season, he has messed with the lineup in a bunch of different ways. 9 different players in the 2 spot, 11 different, these are main parts of your line, 11 different cleanup hitters. How about 16 different players in that 7 hole?
Runner goes, the throw from Atwood, and they nail her. Not even close. Reese fires down to get Holloman, 2 out.
Reese Atwood is just so quick. Her pop time off the charts. Look at how quickly Leanne Good, she is in front of the bag. That is out by 2 steps. Atwood, one of the best in the business. You look at the emotion. Leanne Good, loving it.
It might be challenging. I don't know if it's possible obstruction, if they're asking if Leanne Good was in the path.
Yeah, they are. They may want to look here at whether or not she was in front of the base.
Ruling on the field is out at second base. Texas Tech is challenging that ruling. The play is under review.
All right, so the call on the field is out. That erases the base runner, and now the review to see if there's obstruction. And we're going to bring in our rules analyst, Christy Cornwell.
So what they're going to be looking on at this play is whether or not we had obstruction by the defense. So they're looking at her left foot, blocking any part of that leading edge before she had possession of the ball.
Christy, is there also an element here of a throw? You are allowed as a defender to follow that throw if it carries you into the base path.
Yes, that's correct. So the key element there is she has to catch the ball before planting her foot. The throw has to take her into the path, and this is going to be 50-50 on that. It's real close.
Well, and Christy, what about the out by a mile, basically, out by 2 steps?
That rule only applies if she has not yet begun her slide. So you can see here the runner is already in her slide before the defense moves in to catch that ball. So clearly out would not apply in this case.
We've seen some obstruction calls here that, well, softball fans have not been thrilled with. I'm guessing most softball fans would say, let this one lie at out number 2.
Because in this case, Leanne Good didn't prevent her from getting to second base. She was already getting tagged. And that's where I think the rule needs to come into play. The whole point of obstruction is I am obstructing you from getting to this bag, but she caught it, tagged her, she's out. I get she's starting her slide, but she was getting nowhere near that bag regardless of where Leanne Good's standing.
After review, due to obstruction, she is awarded second base. That is Texas Tech's first challenge.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. I'm just going to say my opinion is that that is not obstruction, and you know we can't take opportunities away from the players to be able to make the tag.
Yeah, she's going to the ball, and I think they need to change the rule if it's where you start the slide. I think subjectively, for the call to be made, was she obstructing the runner? You would say no.
No, she was not. So that's a big break here for Texas Tech. Instead of 2 outs, nobody on, they've got the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 out. And Reagan Jennings, the pinch hitter, still at the plate.
Ball.
Reese Atwood very fired up behind the plate, still shaking her head. I mean, she made a terrific play. Throw out a very speedy runner.
Ball.
Now can Tech capitalize?
That's what it comes down to. I mean, you don't want to be talking about that play, but when it's in a pitcher's duel, it's every little thing. Her being safe when she was out is a big, big call in this game.
Boy, and salt in the wound. Good ends up getting an error on that play. Big moment here in a pitcher's duel that one play can decide it. Full count to Jennings. Can Kavan induce an out here? And she does. Good with the catch. 2 outs. And now a hitter that puts as much pressure on a defense as anybody. Maya Davis back to the leadoff spot coming up.
Yeah, Maya Davis has had the best at-bat so far for Texas Tech. And I think if you're Texas, obviously Haley Toney behind her in the 2 spot is good, but you can't let Davis beat you.
Citlali Gutierrez, who has been their top reliever out of the bullpen all year, is loosening up. In game 1, best 2 out of 3 for the national championship. Kavan talking with Patty Ruth Taylor, their pitching coach. Kristen Zaleski, Steve Singleton, the rest of their staff. Bases loaded, got out of it in the first inning, did Texas defensively, and a 1-out walk, stranded in the 3rd, so they do not have a hit with a runner in scoring position. Davis singled in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. Took a look at 9 pitches from Kavan.
She's had great at-bats against Tegan Kavan. First pitch swinging down the line to left field, and then battled her for that walk.
Davis, and that will drop in, and Texas Tech has the lead. RBI single for Maya Davis.
Maya Davis, by the way, she was pinch hit for earlier in this World Series. She had been struggling. Now she's just been on fire in this game, and she takes a pitch that's up and in, off her hands, just gets enough to get it to the grass with 2 outs. Halleman on her horse to come around and score the first run of this game.
Davis with a huge RBI, and it's 1-0 Tech here in the top of the 5th. Haley Toney gloved by Mitchell, and that will end the inning and let the controversy begin. The base runner that got a second life comes in to score, and Texas Tech has the lead. Texas Tech taking the lead in the top of the 5th, 1-0 over Texas. Game 1 of our championship series, and a controversial obstruction call could alter the course of events tonight. Leanne Good applying the tag, and a caught stealing by a mile, but obstruction was called because the left foot was in the baseline when she applied the tag. That put the base runner back on second, and it was Maya Davis able to drive in Holloman, and Leanne Good, the shortstop, not pleased at all. And you can read her lips there saying that was baloney or something along those lines. And it's a 1-0 Tech lead to the bottom of the 5th. And here's Katie Stewart. Good is on deck. Just 1 hit and a couple of base runners tonight for the Longhorns against Nigeri Kennedy. This is 6, 7, 8 in the order. Stewart, ground ball to Langoliers, 1 down. You talk about focus all the time, resiliency, and being able, if you're Texas, to put that moment in the rearview mirror as quickly as possible.
That's exactly what Leanne Good's got to do right now. You can tell the emotions were flying, the guilt that she felt on her face. And a lot of it's frustration, too. I mean, yeah, she made a great play. Reese Atwood, a great throw.
Well, and even from the camera angles, you couldn't really tell 100% that her foot was in the line. That's, I think, what is disturbing, is that you don't have that over-the-top look. But now they're going to have to figure out a way to get on. and try to create some havoc themselves. We talked about it. Who makes the first mistake, right?
Yep.
Who gets the lucky break?
And don't let it take the energy out of your dugout. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is they got quiet real quick, and now being able to have that leadership, to be able to have those voices of, you're still in this game, you got to score runs to win.
Yep.
Kennedy's got her here 0-2. Tried to get her to chase away. Nice ball up and out at 69 miles an hour from Nyjah. Certainly not out of the realm of possibility. She goes back-to-back and could go 3 straight days if need be for Tech. She's done it before. Shakes off a couple of pitches there and gets good to pop it up and almost caught. Valdez lost her glove, popped off her hand as she smacked into the dugout door.
Valdez has done a great job of being able to handle Nyjah Kennedy's pitches, but also being a difference maker. Look at the way she's going to go up and over. Loses the glove into the dugout. Kayla Kowalik, who's one of the assistant coaches, has done a great job for Texas Tech to really work with Victoria Valdez to become an elite catcher.
Swing and a miss at the rise for Kennedy. That's her 5th strikeout, 2 down.
Well, Nyjah with that 72 mile an hour. How about a spin rate of almost 2,500 on that rise ball? Valdez giving some love to Nyjah.
What you got, Holly?
Well, you talk about Nyjah pitching back-to-back days and keeping that velocity at a high level. There is a good reason why she stays strong in the circle. I was talking to their strength coach, Tyler Cook, and he said she is the first one to always ask for extra conditioning work. She's doing a ton of sled work where they have an empty sled that's 75 pounds and she is pushing it. They add 10-pound plates, get it up to 95 pounds.
Hunter launches one deep down the line and foul. Almost buried that changeup in the left field seats.
Oh, this looked fair live, too. Look how close this is going to be to go foul.
Oh, wow.
Changeup. Got around it.
All Mike White talks about with his DPs is just give me quality at-bats. That was a quality swing right there, but now it's 0-2.
You might be able to eliminate the changeup, which could be a win. I would be surprised if Nyjah goes back to it anyway, because she's got that much confidence.
She does. She'll just throw it in a different spot. A little bit lower, a little bit slower. Being ahead 0-2, she's able to juice a couple rise balls at the top of the zone before she comes back to use that pitch.
Rise ball got away from her, full count.
That rattled her a bit. I think she thought it was a home run off the bat as well. You can tell she's a little more amped up the last 3 pitches.
Well, remember, it was a changeup. She gave up a home run to Oklahoma as well.
Full count. The changeup, and Hunter pops it up to Tony. A dicey moment, but no damage done. 1-0 Texas Tech in front through 5. Thank you so much, Scott, as the sun sets here over Devon Park in Oklahoma City. We expected a pitcher's duel. We're getting it. Just 1 hit so far from Kennedy, and Kavan right there with her. Teagan now 22 straight innings here at the World Series without allowing an earned run. The 1 Red Raider score in the 5th unearned. And of course, Texas Tech able to jump in front for the 24th game in a row. They still continue their streak. They have not trailed yet this postseason. And for Texas, after that, a very emotional play. Both Mike White and Steve Singleton were in the dugout between innings telling them to get back up. They lost their energy a little bit after the call went against them. And Mike White reminding his troops, hey, move on. We still have outs to work with. Allred, Kennedy, and Langoliers due up here for Texas Tech.
Seeing a whole lot of hard contact too. The couple hits that we've seen, just ground balls kind of gotten through the infield. Tegan Cavan doing a good job of missing barrels. Kind of how the Red Raiders roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the ball in play, make some crazy stuff happen.
Yeah, they're not going to always smoke it. I mean, 60 home runs on the year for the team. Nyjah has 11 of them. That leads the team.
Ball.
Remarkable how they have turned this around in a single season with the arrival of Glasgow. Then all the transfers actually came in before Nyjah did. And then they added her to the lineup, smashing all kinds of school records. It's the best season they've ever had. Ground ball there to Mitchell. This was a program with only 11 winning seasons in 27 years. They actually discontinued for a decade. And Jerry Glasgow is their 10th different coach in 3 decades. But with the portal, with the transfers, with the NIL deal of over $1 million for the player right here at the plate, they are playing for a national championship right away.
Well, and I think it speaks volumes to Coach Glasgow, just how likable of a coach he is.
Here is Kennedy. Jerry spent a lot of time showing her videos of other hitters. She's from Topeka, Kansas. So she got a little bit of Albert Pujols. She got a little bit of George Brett for you old timers out there.
Ball.
Going Cardinals and Royals.
I think the biggest thing was giving her an understanding of how to hit. She had always been successful in high school just swinging the bat, but just really understanding counts, understanding kind of the reverse of what she does to opponents. And she said, I had to learn failure too, because as a pitcher, I mean, shoot, she's always successful. And she's like, I had to learn how to handle that. But she's had so much fun swinging the bat, being able to help herself out. It's a big reason why she wanted to be at Tech.
Well, just knowing she's going to be penciled in to be able to hit, even when she's not pitching. That's a big part of it.
We did ask her, by the way, point blank in our interviews yesterday, you going to be back at Texas Tech next year? And she said, I'm coming back. She'll have one more season of eligibility, at least. Cavan trying to sit her down for the 3rd straight time. Hit into a double play in the 1st, struck out in the 4th. Good frame there by Atwood. Pulled that one into the zone, 2-2.
Oh, look at that.
Hit as many home runs as she's allowed.
Exactly. Look at the batting average against.
And a ground ball to short. Leanne Good stays down on it. 2 out. That is the 10th ground ball out for Tegan Cavan tonight.
Oh, and she's just so versatile, right? We see her with a lot of rise ball earlier in this World Series. They smoked the first couple rise balls she throws back in that 1st inning. They're like, all right, change of plans. Let's go to the down ball. Let's roll some ground balls. And she has.
Alexa Langoliers, the senior from Keller, Texas. Shout out to all the Athletics. If they're watching in the clubhouse tonight, her brother Shay is a major leaguer. Hey, fellas. Real proud of his sister.
That's right.
Fly ball out to left center. Henry will call for it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the bottom of the 6th. This may be the last chance tonight for the top of the order. They're coming around again to face Kennedy. Nigeri Kennedy protecting the slimmest of leads as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Game 1, best of 3. Texas Tech leading Texas 1-0. Let's take you back to the 5th inning. Controversial moment. Reese Atwood is going to throw down to Leanne Good the tag, and the runner, Logan Holloman, is out, caught stealing. But look at that left foot. It was determined to be in the base path and affecting the runner.
After review, due to obstruction, she is awarded second base.
Instead of 2 outs with nobody on, Holloman goes back out there, and with 2 outs, Davis drives her in to score the game's only run. Can Texas bounce back from that? Or can Kennedy close it out to take the opener? The winner of Game 1 wins the national championship nearly 80% of the time. Nigeri has never beaten Texas. She has never beaten Tegan Cavan head-to-head. 0 for 3 on both counts. Here's Vanessa Quiroga, pinch hitter in the 9 spot in the order.
Kind of feels like Texas's best chance is a home run, just running into one. So Vanessa Quiroga comes into this game as a pinch hitter because that's exactly what Mike White wants. Get barrel on ball to try to tie this thing up.
Boy, and Nyjah knows exactly what she wants to throw. She wants to hammer Quiroga on that outer half. You can see her shaking a couple times to get to pitches she wants. She is comfortable going low and outside, screwball to lefties, rise balls to lefty on that arm side.
Kennedy gets the strikeout, number 6, 1 down, and it's the top of the order, 3rd time through.
And here it is, pitch on the outer half. This one's the rise ball. Earlier in the count, she was lower in the zone. It was more screwball than rise ball, but a lot of hop, a lot of spin rate on that 71-mile-an-hour rise ball. Just giving some love to Valdez, the 2 of them shaking at times.
She has really handcuffed this Texas lineup. Top 5 in the order have only been on base once. That's a swing and miss on Maloney, 71 miles an hour. Your reaction time in the box is comparable to a 100-mile-an-hour pitch from a Major League Baseball player. Look at the first pitch strikes, 15 of them.
Just trying to get inside the batter's box against Nyjah Kennedy. It's hard to describe, but honestly, because of the fact she's such a strong attacking pitcher, that rise ball is her best pitch, the changeup down. But really, if you're in that batter's box, you have hardly any time to react to what she's going to throw you.
By the way, Ashton Maloney does have that 1 hit for the top of the order tonight. Singled in the 3rd, advanced to 2nd on a wild pitch. She is the only runner in scoring position all night. And are they going to call an illegal pitch there and put a ball up on the board, 1-2? chopping wood. Just foul.
And I think that's what Texas needs to do right now. I mean, with all the velocity, the movement that Nyjah has, it's just about catching the ball with the barrel. She's going to supply the power. You just got to, as you said, Jess, just run into it.
Can't have a big swing against her.
The bigger swing that you have, the more you play into her hand as a dominating pitcher.
Strikeout number 7 for Kennedy, 2 down.
Well, Nyjah Kennedy, she's done it a whole different ways. I'm going to take you inside the batter's box. This is what it's like, folks, to face Nyjah. Have a little change piece to start it out, and then it's been up in the zone. Rise ball, screwball. These lefties have had a hard time. Did you see the velo with that movement? No, thank you. Starting at the belt, ending up above the zone. Not just velocity, you guys, but movement as well.
Caden Henry against Kennedy, who can strike out the side here in the bottom of the 6th.
She's been using that rise ball effectively, a changeup, screwball. The changeup is deceptive because even though she's got just the one strikeout on it, she uses it at least once or twice per at bat. So she's using it more as a setup pitch tonight than a strikeout pitch. And that's why Nyjah's hard to hit, because she legitimately does have 3 different types of pitches she can strike you out at, and she'll use them in multiple of different orders.
11 of the 14 pitches this inning a strike, so efficient. Henry lifts that one out to left and foul.
She was almost at second base. That ended up fair. That's normally a single, but for Caden Henry, that's a 2-bagger.
It has been tough sledding against Kennedy, who's won 16 straight decisions. She's 10-0 in this postseason. Struck out the side 21 times this year. Her wins total #1, her ERA #1 in the country. And that one will find some grass in left. And Texas has the tying run aboard with 2 outs. And Mia Scott coming up.
And this is just a beautiful piece of hitting. Showed you what it's like to be in the batter's box. Smitty, you said it, just get to contact. The rise ball up and away, it's a great pitch. She just meets it, greets it to left field. Another rare hit against Nyjah.
Mia, the senior leader of this Texas side. Runner goes, and a stolen base for Henry. And Mia can tie it up or take the lead with 1 swing.
Caden Henry was a great jump, getting down to the bag. I mean, one of the fastest
The
on
ruling on
this
the field
team.
is that the runner left on time. Texas Tech is challenging that ruling. We're under review.
Would be her 33rd stolen base if she is safe.
I think it's curious because her foot's actually to the left of the, or to the right of the bag. And she doesn't leave early as far as it being lifted off when it's at release. See, her foot's still down. It's just making sure she's touching the bag.
We're seeing that a lot more now, players standing alongside the base.
The ruling on the field has been upheld. Runner is safe. That is Tech's 2nd challenge.
This is the game. It feels like it. Texas right now, they got one of their best hitters up who's had 5 hits against Nyjah. Runner in scoring position. This is going to be their best opportunity if they want to win this game.
Now, Reese Atwood, who you normally wouldn't want to pitch to, is in the on-deck circle hitless in the postseason. Do you still throw to Mia Scott?
Atwood, her first at-bat, she lined smoked the ball to center.
These are their 2 best hitters. I mean, pick your poison.
Tough. It is pick your poison.
one of their career leaders in hits, batting average, stolen bases, runs scored. She had a game earlier this year, senior day. She played all 9 positions on the field. As Atwood looks on, 0-2 to Mia Scott. The change just drops it down on the dirt. And everybody's safe. And so Reese Atwood, the catcher who threw out the would-be base stealer in the 5th inning, and the play got reversed. Frustration all around, and now she has a chance to do something about it.
Watch me, Scott, just stop her bat. Like, literally fooled. Her whole body is fooled on the changeup, and then she stops her bat to make contact and get a hit. This is the only way you're hitting Nyjah Kennedy, and Mia Scott, another hit for her.
Go ahead, run aboard now for Texas.
Oh, they're going to walk her.
Mia Scott will go ahead and take second base, uncontested.
It's a really smart
call. It's
call.
an interesting walk, though. It's pitches above the strike zone, not pitches outside the strike zone.
I think she's missed both her. The last one was almost a strike. There it is. This is a smart call. Reese Atwood, the home run leader for Texas, one of the best hitters that you're going to see in Texas history. You don't want her to beat you. I get it. Jolie Mitchell, who's on deck, has 3 home runs here at the series.
Atwood gets a hit to pitch, and she will drive in a pair. And Texas has the lead on her first hit of the World Series.
Are you freaking kidding me right now? 3-0, they're walking you. And she saw 2 pitches that were close to the zone. So what if Reese Atwood said, I dare you. I dare you to bring another one close.
Mitchell grounds to short, and that ends the inning. But instead of pitching way outside the zone, they continued to throw, attempting to throw above the zone. And now I think Texas is going to challenge.
First base. Texas is challenging that ruling. The play is under review.
What a wild moment. Just when we thought we'd seen it all.
Call's going to be upheld.
Yeah.
I think she's out at first. I can't get over this right now. Reese Atwood.
That's going to be upheld.
Jolie Mitchell out at first. The inning should end, but oh my goodness.
Wow.
I mean, just recognizing that Nyjah was just having a hard time getting the ball located to her standing catcher.
And 3-0. Wow.
What a turn of events. This call deals with the last out of the inning. It doesn't affect the scoreboard. 2-1 Texas. And this would put Texas Tech up to their last 3 outs in the top of the 7th.
After review, the call has been upheld. The runner is out. That's Texas's first challenge.
You guys, the greatest hitter that Texas has seen in the history of their sport. And you guys, right here, just an understanding of what was happening. They wanted to walk her. But Nyjah Kennedy, the one thing she can't do, she can't walk. She knows how to throw strikes. And Reese Atwood takes a pitch that's supposed to be ball 4 and takes the lead for the Longhorns in one of the craziest turn of events we have seen here in OKC.
Reese Atwood, a 2-run single as Nyjah Kennedy struggled to complete the intentional walk. She did not have one all year long. And on a 3-0 count, the pitch had a little too much meat on that bone, and Atwood drove it out to left field. And now Texas Tech is down 1 and trailing for the first time in the NCAA tournament. Ground ball into the shift, and it's bobbled by Good, and the door is open for the Red Raiders.
Remember, they have 3 infielders, no second baseman. All their infielders are now pulled to the left side. She hits it right to them, but hard enough. 73 miles an hour off the bat. Leanne Good could not handle it.
4th error of the night for Texas. And now the tying run is aboard. Demi Elder. There she is as a youngster. Pre-game, the coaching staff put all their childhood photos on the back wall of the dugout and said, play for that little girl and all of you. And now Elder, fittingly the senior, the one that's been around the longest. Their leader. Will take you back a couple nights, 7th inning after Oklahoma hit a home run to tie the game. Demi gathered the team together and said, all you coaches, get out of here. And she led the players-only meeting. This game isn't over. We've got at-bats and outs to work with. And they rallied to walk it off and beat Oklahoma in the 7th. Can they score again in the top of the 7th to tie it up or take the lead tonight?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Typically, you would think, all right, possible bunt situation, but remember, he has already pinch hit for his 8 and 9 hitters.
Ball.
Yeah, you're moving a runner into scoring position for the bottom of your lineup. When Demi Elder, you want to trust her bat. Since returning from a quad injury, this team is 30-3. You talked about her leadership, Beth. It's also been her bat, her defense, so much that she brings to this Tech team.
1-0 from Tegan Cavan, who still has not given up an earned run here at the World Series. 1 down. 2 outs for Texas Tech to work with. Game 1, best of 3 in the finals.
Looks like another pinch hitter coming up.
Anya German will come up, the freshman from Austin. How about this moment for her?
Well, and this means that Victoria Valdez is going to be burned. She would not come back. She would not be able to come back in
and catch.
Correct.
So you're burning your catcher, who's been a force for Nyjah behind the plate.
Hold on, 12.
German 294 on the season, 14 runs batted in. Wearing the number 12 jersey.
Ball.
As Holly Rowe reported, sometimes Jerry Glasgow plays a hunch. His late daughter, Jerry Ann, wore that number 12 jersey when she played in college.
Ball.
They've talked about feeling her presence all week here in OKC. Anya's a 400 hitter as a pinch hitter as Nyjah Kennedy looks on. Her teammates picked her up at the plate in the semifinals. Got the game-winning run in for her. In for a strike from Cavan.
That's a big-time pitch for Cavan at a 2-0 deficit to come back on the inner half.
Her teammates told her, don't be fooled by the expression on her face. It's the fire in her belly in these big moments for Tegan. And now a 2-strike count.
Ball.
Full count.
See, Reese wanted that, held it there an extra beat and a half.
Called strike 3. position with 2 outs.
So Tegan Kavan on a 3-2 count comes back on the inner half. This rise ball's going to catch it. Atwood is throwing down, but look at Kavan. She's going to snatch it. And Atwood, with such a strong arm, is throwing to the left side of the bag to try to avoid that obstruction call.
No announcement yet from the umpires as to what they're looking at. The assumption would be whether or not.
For clarification, there is umpire interference on the play. By rule, the runner returns to first base.
So umpire interference will send Johnson back to the base. I don't know if we've ever seen this before.
Reese Atwood hits the home plate umpire's mask.
Her elbow grazes the mask of Steve Gould. And now Mike White thinks there should be more to the conversation here. Chelsea
The ruling
Clark.
on the field is that there was not batter interference. Texas is challenging that ruling. The play is under review.
Why is Texas challenging batter interference?
Well, she struck out, so
well, and she had to go back.
So are they saying the batter was in the way?
Right, so I think it would have to be the result because they've already sent, because of the umpire interference, they sent the runner back to first.
well, and she's out. I mean, this was strike 3 called, and then the runner stole.
Let's bring in our rules analyst, Christy Cornwell, here.
Well, there are a lot of layers to this. First, we have a delayed dead ball when the catcher rears back and hits the umpire on the throw, because the catcher's arm hitting the umpire interfered with the catcher's ability to complete the throw. Now, the other team, Texas, is challenging whether or not the batter also committed interference by spilling out of the batter's box in front of the catcher.
If it is, what is the result of that, Christy? Because she's already been sent back, so she would be out, correct? The runner at first would be called out?
The runner being played on is called out.
But she was already out with the strikeout.
The runner being played on, which would be the runner that started on first base and stole second.
Okay.
And then got put back to first.
So it would be a double play. They'd be out of the inning if this call ends up being called batter interference.
So this could be a double play to end the game.
End the game,
right here.
Correct.
The batter struck out for out number 2. Now they're talking about whether the base runner should be out for out number 3. Anya Gorman is putting on the catcher's gear because they will need a new catcher if they go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Victoria Valdez has been pulled because she's been substituted for twice.
After review, the call is upheld, no interference. Runner at first base.
So the runner stays at first base, Johnson, with 2 outs, and Texas Tech is down to their last chance. Their number 9 hitter, the freshman Bailey Lindemuth, out of Burleson, Texas. 0 for 1 the last time to the plate she was pinch hit for. So this just her second swings against Tegan Cavan. Hit and run was on, and it's fouled away.
Well, they're going to do everything they can to try to get Johnson into that scoring position. At this point, they still need a couple of hits or hit in the gap in order to score her from first. But this is risky because we know Reese Atwood has a cannon behind the dish.
Game time run aboard, top 7.
Well, think about it. If the umpire didn't interfere, the runner would already be at second. I mean, we've seen some weird things in this game.
Kennedy hoping she can pitch some more tonight in the bottom of the 7th. Linda Muth whiffs on the rise, 0-2. And Tegan Cavan is trying for her 3rd straight complete game shutout as a starter here at the World Series. Pops it up. Jolie Mitchell at first base, and she's got it. And the Texas Longhorns rally to win Game 1 of the finals. Cavan spectacular again, and Reese Atwood, the 2-run single in the 6th, is the game winner.
How about Cavan, the sophomore, just so steady Eddie? They take her rise ball away from her in the first part of the game. She rolls a lot of ground balls, is able to come back with the rise later in the game. Just a really gutsy performance by Tegan Cavan.
And let's take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance.
I was going to take it back to the most unique way to take a lead. Reese Atwood trying to get intentionally walked. Nyjah Kennedy having a hard time doing it. Look at this pitch. This is so close to the strike zone. It tells Atwood, okay, if I see something close, I'm going to swing. 3-0, what should have been ball 4. She hits it into the 5-6 hole to score 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and that is the reason why the Longhorns are in this game.
2-1 Texas, a winner over Texas Tech. Game 2 coming your way tomorrow night. We've still got more to come from OKC as we get set to go to SportsCenter with SVP coming up.